Another one, and this is one that I always prefer,
Okay.
is approaching your customer and requesting progress billing. You know, I feel as though as a small business, as a minority business, and as a specialty trade, that this is in everyone's best interest. If we have a project, let's say it's a year-long project or 6 months or something like that, let's sit down and discuss how we can make this beneficial for both of us.
Right.
So we'll sit down and create what we call a schedule of values and say, when we reach this milestone, we're going to invoice you X amount of dollars. Whatever percentage of the project that this may
it's
be,
happening progressively.
we're going to invoice you at this milestone.
Okay. Absolutely.
That way the customer can see, okay, well, this much work has been done satisfactorily or done properly. And we can know that, okay, well, they have some skin in the game as well.
Absolutely.
And they'll be able to compensate us for the work that's been done. So we like to do that, and we think that that's what's in everybody's best interest. I think that's fair.
Very much so.
It
defeats pay when paid.
It defeats pay when paid, which is another archaic contract. Let's take advantage of the small business, in my opinion, type of agreement. It's something that we've had to do early in the career, and it's something that has hurt us, and it's not something that we would recommend or something that we do. Pay when paid essentially means I'm going to ask you, Mr. Electrical Contractor, to do this work for me. When the work is done, I'm going to inspect it, make sure it's okay. Then I'll go and I'll invoice my client.
Right.
And then when my client pays me, I'll give you a piece and pay you.
And that could be 30, 60, 90, 120.
Pay when paid. We don't know what the agreement is between these two parties. So,
and they could already have been paid.
They could
and
have
just be waiting and just kind of sitting on your money for whatever reason. Right.
That's something that it's an archaic agreement that it began many years ago with sharecroppers and landowners in a way to continue to keep minorities in servitude as indentured servants by creating false debt and having them come in and work for free under the guise that this work would be used to pay off their debt.
Okay.
So it's just now they call it pay when paid, but essentially that's what it was. I'm gonna create this false debt that you owe me.
Right.
So now you have to come and work for me, and then when you're finished working for me, then I'll write off your debt. So it's not something that we are in favor of, and it's definitely not something that if you are a subcontractor for Georgia Green Energy Services that we will ever approach you with or expect you to agree to. We're in favor of progress billing, and I think that's what's
fair.
That's fair. So that's something that we do. So try to avoid factoring if you can. If you can't, be very cautious with it. If you can't take the project on, if it's something that's going to be too much for you, if you don't have the capacity, if you don't have the coverage, if you're just not able to do it financially, you don't have the strength to do it, say no. Say no. Your customers, your clients will respect you and appreciate you much more if you just say you can't do it at this time, or letting them know what you need in order to be able to do it. It's okay to ask if you want some money up front, mobilization fees, costs. If you need some assistance, ask. Don't be afraid to ask, because if you don't ask, your customer is going to assume that you're able to do it, that you don't have an issue with taking this project on, and you don't want to be halfway through or partially way through and you can't pay your employees, or you can't continue the work, or you can't do it to the expectation of your customer, and now you have to deal with being in a tough financial situation at the same time as not being able to deliver on the expectations your customer had for you, and you just don't want to have that reputation. So you want to avoid that. But by all means, if you can, try to go for progress billing. That's what's fair. I think that's what works best for everyone. And I think we've had the most success as a subcontractor and as a contractor with subs. Progress billing has always been what we found to be the most successful payment agreement, the most successful set of terms to see a project completed properly and done successfully.
That's good stuff. Well, thank you for that, sir.
No, I hope that helps. If you have a small business, if you have any questions, please feel free to inbox us. Inbox myself, inbox Georgia Green TV. Shoot us an email. We're glad to help. And whatever we can do to help you be more successful, we're here to do that. We want to see everybody win.
Got it bumping.